We've been open a year. In that year, we've done a lot of really cool stuff. Biggest thing is we expanded into a larger storefront, which is so needed. Just to touch on that, like the fact that, I went into this in a funny way. I was like, I know I want to do this. I don't think that there's going to be a good time. I don't think that there's going to be the right financial situation. I was right about that. There isn't. Thought for sure, like, if you're gonna do it, just do it, because it's probably not gonna work. You may as well, you only go around once. My grandma always used to tell me. So if you want to do something or you want to try something, now is the time, no matter when it is. And I thought, like, screw it, let's just do this. So, I got the small storefront. I thought, I have a small amount of money saved. I'm like, let's get some stuff. I had a small budget of what I knew I could come up with as I was going to grow it. I was wrong about it. It was it ended up being 5 times what I thought it was going to be, just to do it at a fairly minimal level. And then I thought, no one's ever gonna really want to shop here. Why would they? But my first customer, one of my first customers was Red Ribbon Reptiles. Those guys came in right off the bat, and they were so awesome. They were so excited about it, and we've expanded so much. I've learned a lot in that time frame. I feel like I have a whole lot more to learn too, obviously, because this is all still very new. It does not feel like a year. No, it feels like 50 years and 2.5 months all at the exact same time. Seriously, the time has flown by and crawled at the exact same time. Really cool thing, just to touch on the behind the scenes stuff that a lot of small businesses don't even want to talk about or admit. We had our first month of coming over breaking even in October, which, I didn't really even know that we would have customers. So I can say that with how much we've grown and everything like that, that's cool. I was super excited about that, because this is a passion project of mine, not a money-making thing. If it were a money-making thing, these enclosures wouldn't be set up so nice. The animals wouldn't be from the places that they're from. I wouldn't put the effort into it that I do, because you can't make money when you've done all of that, sometimes I sell animals for less than I have into them. And by sometimes I mean just about every time. We make money off of substrates and stuff like that. So by all means, come get some. Just as an example, I might have an animal that might be worth 300, and I'm able to get it for 200, and I feel lucky, so I get it. But that animal sat for 6 months here, which is great. Get to meet them, love them. I don't mind at all. But that's 6 months of substrate, lighting, electricity, paying employees, water, cleaning supplies, food, live feeders, the supplements, the everything. It's by the time that you're done, $100 worth of effort put into them. That happened months ago. So you end up selling it at probably too little, but that's fine. That's okay. Because passion project, right? And it makes up for it in other ways. Little kids come in here and they look like me when I was a little kid. They are so stoked that there's a reptile store, and they get to learn from us and they get to hang out with us. And man, I don't get to work here as often as I want to, because it's not profitable and I have another job that is. So I spend a lot of time there, and my coworkers are here a lot. Despite that though, I do come here often, typically before we're open or after. And sometimes during the day, and the number of people that are in here all the time, Xander, I don't know if I should be name dropping, but Easton, dude, you guys, the more that I come in here and I see you guys in here, that's why I'm here, because you have the same passion that I've got, you've got the love for it that I have, and back in the day when I first started working with animals, my friend Chelsea, Chelsea's a regular customer here. I have her animals here now. It's just amazing. A kind of local legend in the reptile world, Shane Baker, when he first came in here and he told me that he loved this store, Like, I knew he would, but like, that felt amazing. So like, I'm not here for the money. I'm here for the experience. I'm here for the animals. I'm here for the people who love this place. I've given up on it being a profitable thing. I don't think about that anymore. I think about how hard I have to work at other places to make this place happen. But like, who gets to do this? You know what I mean? Like, I guess I could buy one, but, well, I did. But I get to do this every day. And that's rad. So, yeah. I've had a lot of fun going to the expos. I've had so much fun meeting everybody, all the events and stuff where people have come by and they just like, they're excited about it, and they say, you know, like, wow, this place is amazing and stuff. Like, you guys are the people that I do this for. Couldn't ask for a cooler staff, people who are just as passionate as I am. I've learned so much about frogs and just everything, honestly, from Freya and Alyssa. We would not be here if it weren't for Alyssa. Alyssa does everything at the shop. It could be 12 o'clock at night and I could text her and be like, hey, I need help with this. And she'll be like, oh, I've been up working on it. And I'm like, why? Go to bed. You know, and she liked reptiles, but she wasn't as into them as me when I first started it, but she had a lot of faith in what I was doing and everything. And she wanted to be a part of it, and she became such a key and integrated her entire existence into it. And I could never thank her enough for that. I'll definitely show you around a little bit more in the video, show you some of our favorite animals that we've got right now, some things that we've grown, do some behind the scenes peeks and stuff like that. It should be pretty cool. So, a couple little fun facts, a little behind the scenes stuff, and some interesting things. You guys might recognize this enclosure. Some of you original shoppers with us a year ago might recognize this enclosure as our point of sale. Our first spot that we'd ring people up on was on our smooth death feeding beetles enclosure on a laptop or on a tablet, and that's how we rang everybody up, and it was that enclosure, which is funny because now it's part of our big animal section here that, you know, a little more professional looking, to say the very least. And I mean, that worked because we only had maybe a customer well, I'll be honest, a customer a week, and maybe a few crickets here and there, and that was about all. So ringing a couple people up was no big deal, but you know, it wasn't really what we wanted. We didn't want to just ring people up on a beetle enclosure. We wanted a real spot. Now we have delirium reptariums, ball pythons, captive bred by an amazing breeder from the Marquette County area. He's just fantastic. He seriously has some of the nicest ball pythons and short tails and blood pythons and oh my gosh, the carpet pythons that he's got that locked up this year are amazing, and I cannot wait to have his stuff here. We still have this OG pair from when the store first opened. Jungle carpet pythons are zebras. It's a pair of them. We're selling them for $800. Such an amazing pair, but you know, there they are. Like I said, we don't make money off everything. Got hognose snakes. I actually have more hognose snakes in the back too. We've got our false chameleon. We actually have a bunch of those, some that we bred here. This really cool little Uromastics. We actually have a couple Uromastics. Here's our other one. I love them. They're so awesome. They're like spikier bearded dragons. This gecko that's probably hiding. They're one of my favorites too. I breed a lot of those. In fact, I've got a ton. Got our little frog section here. The little vinegaroon snuck in. Some geckos that we've had a pretty long time. He's like, when is my turn to be on this video? My buddy. Our old school medical cabinet filled up with invertebrates. Focus, there we go. We've got some praying mantises. We went real far with that. Alyssa made the coolest little setups for the praying mantises that they get to go in. Really, really, really cute. Like, I'm a big fan. We've got our tortoise. What's up, buddy? He spends a lot of time wandering around the store, but we keep him in there so that he's safe at night and stuff like that, and so that he's got a spot to hide whenever it gets too busy. But yeah, this is our little pet section. When we first started, it was just a small room, and we didn't have quite this many enclosures, almost as many, but they were kind of cramped in there, and we've branched out quite a bit now. The real cool thing is, and again, I said there'd be some behind the scenes stuff, we have more empty enclosures now than I think ever. And that is because people have been picking stuff up. Like, we've been actually selling pets. There are people who have been traveling to come here and getting stuff because they know that it's gonna do well, it's healthy, and well cared for, and they like our selection because we have stuff that a lot of places in like pet stores wouldn't necessarily always carry. So yeah, really excited about our pet selection. In addition to that, something that we've been working on a little bit more, some of our breeder stuff, is our little fish area. And we are kind of open, or I'm here before we open, so the lights are still off. We don't have a massive amount of fish currently in stock, I won't lie. We also don't have a giant amount of fish supplies, but we used to have none. So we're definitely growing that up now. Alyssa recently talked me into getting some really cute decor. I'm in love with the little mushroom houses. I think they're great. They probably would look really cool in a morning gecko enclosure too. I'm just kind of throwing that out there for anybody who wants to dive into that before we do. Then we've got a lot of the aquarium supplements, as well as some of my personal favorite foods for feeding fish, some cleaning supplies, and things like that. So that's what we branched out into, and we still have our bioactive example enclosures with morning geckos and our false chameleons. We get babies out of these enclosures constantly, and if you look real close, you can even see, boy, not focusing well, a couple future baby eggs in that belly right there. So that's what our animal situation's looking like now. It's a lot better than before as far as size goes and options. So yeah, little glow up. One of the hardest things for us to keep in stock were enclosures, because we had very limited space before. And to be honest with you, we still don't have, I'm like very awkwardly trying to show you that we actually have enclosures now. We still don't have a ton of space for them, but we do have more space for them. And we've been stocking more than we have before. Got these guys up here too, and those. And those. And that's the most enclosures I think that we've ever carried at one time. So yeah, kind of branching out in the enclosures and supplies, and our decoration section's getting pretty big. We have a lot of new products that are just coming out, like these UV detecting hides and water dishes. And I like those a lot. I think they're super cool. Definitely still have all of the prepackaged foods from Rapashi. Mad at this. And the little Pro Bug packs of preserved foods for people who want to feed things like monitors and Euromastics and bearded dragons and stuff like that. So keeping a good selection in stock of that kind of stuff, and continuously growing with it. All right, I promised you some behind the scenes stuff. One thing about me, I like getting good animals. Sometimes that means that you have to get them yourself. These guys are some Australian barking geckos that I got from one of my favorite all-time breeders of geckos in general, Supreme Gecko. Love the guy. I think he's great. If you guys don't follow his YouTube channel, but you do follow ours, that's ridiculous. Stop following ours and go follow theirs, or better yet, just follow both. This is just one pair. Not planning on getting rich off of them or anything like that, but they are gorgeous. The other cool thing is, let's see if I can do this without getting all shaky. They're very handleable. They're handleable almost like a leopard gecko, maybe even better, like, to tell you the truth. I've never really had a problem handling these. While there are still some leopard geckos that are like, nope, get away, get away. These guys just don't mind. And here, buddy. They're gorgeous. They're seriously just like the most stunning, prettiest geckos that I think that, you know, you could get. And my goal is to produce these here so that we can have some for our customers, so we don't have to ship in or get from questionable places. And I'm really excited about them. So that's a kind of behind the scenes sneak peek into something that we'll be offering soon. They don't breed very often. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't had any eggs yet. But I think it'll happen, and when it does happen, I'll be pretty excited to offer them. Now, on the other hand, these guys, they breed great for me. These are Pictus geckos, and I have one for sale right now, but I don't tend to have them for sale because I've been working on building up numbers, and honestly, as soon as I do have a few babies that are ready to go, people jump on them pretty quick. They're excellent pets. These guys are still fairly small, a couple inches. They're babies that I produced myself. What I do when I get these, I don't tend to sell them immediately, to be honest. I actually raise them up a little bit so that they're eating really well and they're doing well, and then I sell them from there. And these guys are about ready to be sold. I'm waiting a little bit longer to determine their sex because I am still interested in getting a couple females for my breeding projects and selling some males. So males for sure will be out for sale. Females, especially that pretty one in that corner, I might end up keeping. But yeah, so these are Pictus geckos, some of the best in my opinion. They're very affordable, they're fun to watch, they're active, they're really cool. So that's going to be a big future staple that we've got at our store, and I'm really excited about them. And this little cutie is a viper gecko, same with that guy back there. These are one of the micro geckos that are actually fairly easy to care for too. We have a little group of them that we're raising up right now, hoping to make a little breeding colony of them so that we're able to offer them really frequently. They're great pets. They're super active. They're adorable. They're the jumping spiders of the gecko world in many ways. So definitely one of the behind the scenes sneak peeks into something that we're going to be offering a lot more of, just because they're the coolest. So stay tuned for these. This is a super hypo San Diego gopher snake. Stunning, right? It's here because it's about to go into hibernation. Keep them in, you know, fairly small enclosures, cut the heat off. Basically, you put them into hibernation so that when they wake up out of hibernation, they want to breed. So this is something that we're breeding next year. And the plan is to create beautiful hypo gopher snakes that we can offer ourselves. They're pretty. I mean, the coloration on this snake is just incredible, and I'm really excited to be able to offer this as like something that we've produced ourselves. So yeah, that I'd give a little sneak peek of some of our snake projects too. Her boyfriend is honestly just as stunning, but it's just a hypo. So or it's a het super hypo, so it's a normal, but it looks so nice. And I think that, you know, no matter what we end up with, people are going to love them, but definitely something I felt like showing you. In addition to our own snakes and lizards and stuff like that we're breeding, we're also doing a bunch of different types of isopods. A lot of these are very new colonies, but we're working on them, we're growing them up. We're hoping to offer a lot by ourselves. We're also doing some roach breeding of dubias and Madagascar hissing roaches, which make cool pets and good feeders depending on the animal that you're feeding them to. And then we've got some really cool ones like these. Why are you guys fighting? No, they're not fighting. These are domino roaches. We currently offer the nymphs, which are basically babies that don't quite have the same coloration as the adults, but they grow into this really cool look, and as you can see, they're fairly active and easy to care for. There we go. And they just look amazing. And like if you had a really cool little planted enclosure or an enclosure set up kind of like this with just leaf litter, they're fun to watch because they're always all over the place. So this is definitely one of the animals that we're really excited to be able to offer ourselves. They breed fairly slowly, so having adults here is just like the coolest thing in the world to us. And like I said, we've got some nymphs available now, and they're just too cool. So yeah, something that we branched out a bit into. And the last thing that I'll mention, we actually decided that we were gonna go a slightly different route with some things, offer some like educational style toys, things like these little tubes of insects and frogs and lizards and snakes and things like that, and Wild Republic stuffies, which I'll be honest with you, this is cute. And they're made well, like they look good, they feel good, and it's $22. They're not small. Like my hand, I'm a normal adult male. Like it's a fairly large, stuffed animal. Like this is adorable. And it's $22. Like I was so weirded out by the price. I'm like, this should cost more. Cause I like selling quality stuff, but you can't sell quality stuff at a good price very often. Like, dude, that's cute. That's real cute. Like, I want those, and I'm not really the stuffy kind of dude. So yeah, we have all these things. They work out well. If you're not here for a pet, but you're here to look around because you like this kind of stuff, you can get a rattlesnake or another type of snake that you could bring with you. In addition, we still have all of our educational books. We've got our care guides made by different breeders. We've got kind of better care. These are great, but like these are amazing. This is one of the coolest, most thorough books I think I've ever seen on carpet pythons or really any snake. This knobtail gecko book, I guess you gotta be a bit of a geek to be as into it as I am, but I am a geek, so I'm into it. Got some just kind of fun books to read about snakes and lizards, and then some bioactive enclosure books and things about health of turtles and stuff, and got some funny signs. Little monitor. He's actually not for sale just because I love him so much, but I could get you one. We've got our posters all throughout the store too. They are for sale. We should probably find a better spot for those than there. Over here, a couple more styles. And that kind of, leads us into the educational experiences that we're offering and stuff, where we want to reach out to the community more. You don't have to come here just if you plan on purchasing a pet. If you wanted to come here because you're really into animals, you could maybe have us come and do a birthday party for you, or you could look around and have a good time and leave with one of these little water games for $6.99, which supports us and feeds an animal and keeps us open. So it's just one of the coolest things I think that we could offer. And one thing too, on our last educational experience, we sold probably 10 of these. They're not super expensive. I mean, they're pretty cool. Like kid me would have been all about it. But that was such a big deal to us because we sell a couple of those and that feeds an animal for an entire week. Like, it's just one of the coolest things. So in my opinion, I'm glad that we got these in, and I'm glad that we're doing the educational experiences, because that's the whole point. Like, we want animals to be appreciated, and having things like that in the store compared to before when we didn't even have enough space for it has really been a bit of a game changer. So I guess that's about all for the video, but November 15th, I'm filming this video a little bit early. November 15th is our 1-year anniversary. I am very excited to be here for 1 whole year. I knew I would be, actually for a while I wasn't sure, but I knew a year would eventually come. I did not think that we would have gotten this far with it. I have all of you guys to thank. Even watching and sharing our videos, that means a lot to me because people get to see what we're doing and what we're up to and stuff, and just genuine thank you for all of the support from me and my staff, because we're all equally as passionate about this place and everything, and we love everybody that comes by. And the number of times that we get done with work and I'll get a message from Alyssa, like, oh my gosh, we had this customer who came in who was so excited, or Freya who tells me how excited she was about handling a snake for a little girl or something. Like, I love that stuff. Like, it is so cool. So thank you for all of the opportunities as far as that goes, and we have one more year ahead of us. We're taking it a year at a time, I guess, but I don't see us going anywhere. I only see us getting bigger. Not too sure what we're gonna do next. Hopefully it'll be cool. Hopefully it'll get a little bit easier, but I know that your support will make that happen. So yeah, if you like us and you want us to get our word out, please consider sharing this video, or maybe just your favorite post on one of our social media accounts, or come by and see what we're doing, because even if you don't want to buy anything, we don't care. We'll want to show you. So again, thank you very much, and yeah, I appreciate it. Have a good day.